Hey everybody, it's Audrey from Audrey Lynn Studios on the west side of Canada near Vancouver. I have a kiln opening. Some homework first. I have my mat project going, so I just need to read out some names. Kendall from Bunnyfoot Pottery, she's in Tulsa. And Sarah from Twin Lakes, North Idaho. Therese from Lynn Ceramics, and she's in Sweden. Jamie from Montana. Jan from London. Joanne, Sunshine Coast, Australia. Lisa from Missouri, she's from Colonial Heart and Home, another YouTube channel. Pottery by Natalie, another YouTube channel. Northeast Kansas. Grandma Byrne from Quebec. Jacqueline's Beach 1307 from Seal Beach, California. So thank you everybody. I'll make some pins and get you in that map. Thank you so much. All right, so to start with some smaller things here first. Okay, I'm not much of a gnome person, but I did make some gnomes, the little pinch gnomes. And up here I have 2x Peppered Plum by Amaco. And yeah, it's peppered plum. Okay, I always get it mixed up between peppered and speckled. Anyway, and then on the beard it is 2x soft white, and it is a buff clay. So this is Plainsman 340, which is a buff clay. So they're cute. I like making them. I think they're going to be very popular, of course, at Crowsbury Farms. But when you throw and then you scrape the clay off your bat insert, all that clay then I make into something, a pumpkin or a gnome or an owl, whatever. So, and speaking of pumpkins, so the bottom is birch a couple times and the top is green tea a couple times. Same clay, buff clay. And another mushroom. This one will have a jingle bell hanging from it right here. And same 2x Amaco's Peppered Plum. And then the stem is 2x birch. So they'll look cute. And they're all done. All right, I have ornaments. Surprise. Not really, right? So here's the Highland Coo. This is the Christmas one. So it's all stroke and coats. If you want to know how I apply the stroke and coats, I have a tutorial linked below. And the tutorial is when I am decorating the candy house. And this one is from Sue Butler 3D KAMOTION on Etsy, the cutter is. But the tutorial is me piping the stroke and coat onto this. Okay, but this is the Highland Coo by Sue Butler, 3D KAMOTION Etsy, and camelback, gray hair, pinkaboo, old lace, hot tamale, and yeah, I don't remember what that one is. So anyway, cute. And then the candy house. So cute. So hot tamale, sour apple, old lace, there's butter me up, this is cafe au lait, salsa, gray hair, and tuxedo in the doorknob. Let's see if I can get it closer. Yeah. I don't remember where I got this cutter. Could have been from Amazon. And that is cafe au lait on the back with camelback in the spikes. Old lace with some pinkaboo down here. Super cute little hedgehog. Some llama. It's a Christmas llama. Cute. Sour apple, hot tamale, Yeah, this is Cafe LA. So super cute. And gingerbread. I think this one is from Sue Butler as well. So camelback, old lace, hot tamale, and sour apple in the buttons. And I do not remember where I got the gnome. This one has quite a lot of painting on it. I have another gnome coming that I like, and it's from Sue, because it's just super simple, and I really love it, but it's still drying. Anyway, same stroke and coats. Hot tamale, sour apple, old lace. Cute. And then my last ornament I have here is an otter. It's a Christmas otter. Where we live now, it's the otter area. So it's not a sea otter area because we're on a farm inland a little bit from the sea. But the people who settled here, their last name was Otter. So this is the otter area. Even our co-op is called Otter Co-op. So cute. Okay. This plate is Plainsman 340 buff, and you would have seen a short where I picked some weeds off the farm and pressed them into the plate. And here I've used kiwi underglaze and then wiped it back with 2 coats of zinc-free clear. And I really wanted to just do something simple like this. I'd seen iDot Pot from London. When I was there in June, I went to the Portobello Market, which is so fun. Saw the blue door. And she does porcelain dishes like this. That's all she does. Her whole table is this. And they're just, I bought one. Just a minute. Wrong-o, it's not porcelain. It's stoneware. But she has it so thin. It's just darling. I just loved it. So I thought, oh, I want to make one of those. Cute. Okay, I hear people coming, so I'm going to pause. Nope, they're just out there pruning trees. Okay, so, yeah, where to start? Okay, well, let's start with the pear dish. So I had drawn a pear. One moment. I drew a pear. Tried to find the drawing, but I can't. Anyway, so then I 3D printed the stamp. Can you see that? And then, to test them out, put them in the dishes. So I have 2 different ways of doing it, one successful and one not so successful. So this one was all done with kiwi underglazes, and yeah, I don't quite know all of the colors in there. I mean, I do, but I don't know if it'd really help you anyway. So that turned out good, and it has 2 coats of zinc-free clear on it, and that's 370 white stoneware. The back I just did speckled ongo. So this one, not so successful. I believe that thinking back now, meant to put 3 coats of ochre on that pear and only put 1. Not smart. And then I used Celadons right in this part here. So this one was all done with Celadons because I wanted to try one with underglazes and one with Celadons. So I think once I get this, especially using 3 coats, that it's going to look really, really quite nice. Anyway, there you go. I also did this rose dish. Now I put up a short and showed you how I was hoping it was going to turn out, because I was using a technique using celadons, a certain way of painting them on. And I did actually film myself painting it. So if you think this is worthy of putting up the painting tutorial, I will do it. It was with 3 different celadons. I would do some things differently, but pretty much the same line, and maybe different, maybe a deeper color. Anyway, okay, anyway. So 3 times the whole thing, Amaco Cherry Blossom. And then on each petal, from bottom to the mid, is Weeping Plum 3 times. It's very faint though, because it's not a mid-tone, like not as much of a mid-tone as I wanted. And then the only other color that I had was Mulberry. So I put it on 2 times because I knew it was quite dark, but I used a feathering technique. Anyway, I'll probably just put it up, and so it's going to look great once I've got it figured out. Of course, you can do it in underglazes, you know, and I can do a tutorial on that as well. But it's kind of nice to do it with celadons as well. Anyway, let me know what you think. This is another cutter of mine. And no, it's not on the website yet. It just takes me a bit to get my act together, you know. So this is, oh, come on. So this is the mat and the cutter, and I have it in 10-inch, 8-inch, and 6-inch when it's ready. I only got one little 3D printer. I can only print so much stuff. Anyway, then I did another painting tutorial. I have a friend that wants irises on her mug, and so I had to do some testing. So this is 370 white stoneware. It didn't quite turn out the way I wanted. I want more vibrance, so I have to try again. But one of them I did with just water, and the other one I did with using gum solution. This is gum solution, and I did film myself doing these 2 plates, so I might just put that one up too, even though this is not quite the final result that I want from the mugs, but I would hope that it looks pretty enough to be worthy of putting the tutorial up. But anyway, okay, so it was me painting it, my thought process, and using like a watercolor technique to do it. All right, then this is another 3D cutter that I have, and you've probably seen this before. I did pull it up before, but so the artichoke, and now I've perfected the shape so that there's less V's for cracking. Anyway, this is 1 time manganese around the edge, and then 2 times gunmetal green by Coyote, and I really like it. Yeah, so this is the cutter, and no, it's not up there yet. I've got the pumpkin and the oyster up there right now. Anyway, it's this. It doesn't look very good. Okay, like this. Okay? And I will do my best to get them up as soon as I can. So anyway, I do like this, especially in like a set of 3. So cool. All right, now this plate is a bit of a test as well. So it has Tree of Life. And what I've done here is I did like root beer, Mako's root beer, Mako's emerald, and Amaco fog on that piece. So definitely the fog is 3 times. I think they were all, and the emerald and the root beer were 2 times. But I used Amanda's sintered glaze again. So you would have seen that Amanda from Red F Designs, she made me sintered glaze chips. And when I went to visit her, she gave them to me as a gift. Thanks, Amanda. So these are the sintered glaze chips. And what I did was, back up, in the last kiln load, I did all those copper float pieces, and these were some of the sintered glaze chips because I wanted to test them and see what they looked like. So this is the one I just showed you, the chartreuse. So I thought, well, I'll put it on a celadon. So on the emerald, I put the chartreuse sintered glaze chips. I think it looks great. Nice. I really like that, Amanda. You can't really tell, but I put some purple ones in the trunk. I can see it. But anyway, yeah, love that. And then another oyster dish. Many of you have ordered the cutters, and thank you so much. And it works out every time. There's a tutorial GLAZE-A-LONG for this, which will help you out when if you do buy the cutters. So these are the cutters here. And it comes also 6-inch, 8-inch, and 10-inch. All right. All right. Now, I have a couple dark clay bodies. I haven't waxed the bottoms yet, so they look a little rough. But this is Plainsman Coffee, and I used a texture by Sue Butler from 3D KAMOTION. And this glaze, which is sitting on top quite nicely, is Coyote's Unicorn Horn. Nice. I like it. And I did that, I think I did it 3 times, just because I was putting it on a dark clay and I wanted to make sure it was going to show up. The other dark piece that I have is this mug, and kept the bottom bare. And this is Power Turquoise ×3 with 2 times seaweed and a rim of oatmeal inside is Power Turquoise. And that looks really cool on coffee clay. So nice. I had a little bit of crawling right here, but it's not yet. It is crawling, but there's no bare clay. So I don't know if you can see it or not. So I'm not going to refire it. I'm just going to leave it in, call it the charm of the piece. All right. Now this is a 370 white stoneware mug, and you've seen this one from me before. I do all 2 times honey flax, 1 time river birch, and then a band of obsidian 2 times, and then a band, narrow band above the obsidian and below the obsidian 2 times of Albany slip brown. And it works out every time, just like that. This one was a slow cool program to 2200. Then I have, well, I'm supposed to have 2 trees here, but I don't see it. Anyway, here's one of them. So this is a Christmas tree, and I have a make-along for it. This particular Christmas tree, this is an MCAM roller that I used on there. And then I use like a cone and straws to poke the holes. If you watch the tutorial, you'll see how easy that is. And this is all honey flux times 3. And then it's emerald times 2 and northern woods times 1. So both emerald and northern woods are Mako. And you know what? I couldn't get the stars in the kiln, but this is, I do the stars separately. This is the star that'll go on it. This is a different tree from last year. But I do the stars separately and then on a wire and then glue them in. And the reason why is because very often they'll bend. And if I glue it in, it's not going to bend. So this one did bend, not bad, but I've had them bend bad. And this is one that I fired it right on there, and I don't know, bugs me. So anyway, I'll have the stars come through. In a while. The other, where is it? It's right over here. Oh, it's right in front of me. Crying out loud. Here we go. And it is 3 times honey flux, 3 times honeydew flux. And they're done on an angle. And then right in here is green tea. And you can see that I've done it on an angle. So they're all buff clay. And what I do is I sell them with a string of lights that, and I just tape the box in here, and yeah. Like I said, there's a tutorial for that. All right, and this mug is a little bit of an unseth inspiration. So they did theirs the other way around, but this is peppered plum times 2 down here, and then a band of light flux, 2 times alabaster, 1 time winterwood, and it's beautiful. Drips though, and I rarely get drips. So the mug's probably too short for the amount of flux I put on, so I had to do a lot of grinding, but it's beautiful. Maybe just a little less flux next time. I'll show you like this. Okay. Now, I bought the Kiln Ice. I bought 1 bottle of Kiln Ice, and I wanted the 1 bottle to be wintry, but I did not want white. So I went with the, was it Glacier, the blue? The Glacier Blue. I'll find it. Glacial Lake Kiln Ice. And if you go on their website, there's kind of a neat little description about the way this looks, and anyway, has some historical factor. Anyway, okay. This is done with 370 white stoneware, and it's the crossover. I don't know, this is just like a pot. It's just, and when it was leather hard, just cut it, folded it over, stuck a button on it. Anyway, turned out beautiful. Love it, just love it. And then this, and on the inside is 2 times alabaster and 1 time winterwood. The thing is, that is expensive glaze. It is $33. And you need 4 coats, and the coats are thick because it's a thick glaze. So I wouldn't call it economical. If you watched Lisa Finkel's last kiln unload, she was saying, yeah, you know, because of the 4 coats and how much you use out of the bottle for a piece, it's not economical. And I'm like, yeah, nodding my head. But gosh, it's pretty. So pretty. So if you were to do it, I think that little explanation from the Amaco website to explain why your pot costs so much might be an idea. Anyway, then I wanted to try a mug 370 stoneware, white stoneware, where you did both on the outside of the mug. So this is the 4 times Kiln Ice, and then 2 times alabaster, 1 time winter wood, and 1 time flux. 1 time flux? No, 2 times flux. And it's really pretty. It's so pretty. And it is food safe. But it's kind of neat to see 2 different glazes on one mug like that, especially with that crackle. Then the third piece was a definite test and speckled, 340 speckled clay. Look at that. You still got the crackles. Now, I wouldn't use it on something like this consistently, but it was neat to see that it worked on the speckled clay. So great. All right, 2 more pieces. I have a swirl bowl. There's a tutorial how to make this. This one is out of 370 white stoneware, and I have speckled buff on the bottom. And this is it. So what this is here is 3 times birch and 3 times sandstone, and then flux on the here. And then here is the unseth combination that I love so much, her amber fall, something like that. Amber, that's it, I think. And so that's the cordovan, the 2 times cordovan with 2 times birch, and then flux, like 2 times flux in different sweeping motions around. So it's kind of neat when you see that from the side. And yet this is neutral for all your food. Anyway, tutorials linked below as well. Turned out great. Love it. And the last piece, I have to pause you and make sure that I've got the recipe. Yes, I do. And it is a white stoneware. And I'm just trying to wipe it off. So the outside is 2 times deep fire brick and 1 time chun plum. I like that. Gives deep fire brick just another little look. And then OOOOOLALA. Beautiful. So that is 2 times deep fire brick and 1 time chun plum. And then the running hot chowder dots times 2. And 2 times blue rutile. Simple. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And I did grab that off of Subulus again. He's on Instagram. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, this is my little spread the magic, spread the nut magic. And I'm going to flick my little wand at Sheila. from COSYCERAMICSHEILA. I met Sheila in June in the Netherlands in Bilthoven, and we had a lovely cup of tea, and she gave me a lovely little gift, and she's just so sweet. The things that she makes on her channel are often historical for the Netherlands, but you know, most of it is just things that she has made with found objects. And anyway, she does have a cozy little channel, and there are so many other people, other potters that that need to get to 1,000, but you know, one at a time here. So follow Sheila. She's a dear. Like and subscribe, all those wonderful YouTube things if you like the video, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see all my other uploads, and yeah, leave all your comments and share the video. I answer all the comments. Sometimes it takes me a little long, but not too long. So, all right, see you later, friends. Peace out.